Welcome to a new update, and today we're going to discuss the price movement of Bitcoin, which is volatile. I mean, we can go everywhere. We have been sweeping the high, which is the final high before we can start continuing towards 30k. Bears are euphoric about the rejection, but also bulls are euphoric about the continuation of the pattern at this point, while people are still waiting for 19k to be hit. So that's what we're going to discuss today in this update. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to this YouTube channel, check out my free trade letter yesterday. We've done altcoin setups. Also check out the video from yesterday, which is my altcoin portfolio for the coming period. You can follow it on a weekly basis, and also check out our free premium or our premium membership, which includes copy trading, trade ideas, and more with our partner BitGet. And there's also a promo going on with our partner BitGet. If you want to sign up through my affiliate, you get the ability to share $2,000 between all the users, and you get the ability to have up to $8,000 in bonuses, 15% discount on trading fees, and you can join exclusive giveaways and more if you do that. So when we're looking at the price action of Bitcoin, I think that the conclusion is that we're currently running up, right? So what we see here is the past weeks or the past period, we are into accumulation period. We have been seeing some acceleration for Bitcoin taking place towards the resistance around 25k, but possibly and most likely we are going to continue after the period of consolidation, which means that we crack back up above the 200 EMA. Now, there's also a group of people that are currently waiting to buy back at 18k or 19.7k because the markets must go down as macroeconomics have been going the wrong way. And of course, there is a thesis to be made that the markets might be correcting again, but at this point, there is a case as well to be made that the markets have already been correcting based on this thesis of people, and that we are actually seeing more upside possible than downside. And in this case, we can also confirm that after FTX and after DCG, we've actually just continuing the rally to the upside, through which there might be a potential more rewards in buying the position than in shorting. But we'll look at it in both ways. The group of people that are currently into that mindset might also be remembering this entire run up here, in which we were just seeing a big breakout consolidation and never really got a retest until Corona took place. Then we had the retest at 3.7k, and after that we started to rally again without any significant retest. So if the market shifts, there's often not much of a retest taking place. So in that regard, most obvious levels for such a retest are also not being granted. So in this regard, I think this is the mindset here. And if you ask people here what Bitcoin should be doing or is going to do, most likely the answer you will be getting is that the markets are going to have a retest taking place before it continues, because they have been experiencing the entire bear market. Now, if we fast forward to today, we can also see that the markets have been into a terrific bear market here. And therefore, if you ask people what Bitcoin is going to do from here, most likely they say that it's going to retest lows or continue the lows, because they have been into this bearish market mindset. So when we look at the daily time frame for Bitcoin, we can see that we've had a pretty heavy breakout taking place. We discussed this earlier. We found support at a crucial level. We cracked this resistance zone and started to accelerate as all the shorts have been taken out here, and we have been finding resistance at this high at 25.1, and therefore there might be a thesis of a shift in trend going to happen at this point. But then again, if you go back towards the previous rallies of Bitcoin, you can see that those periods of sideways consolidation often lead towards expansion. So what we see here is the same. We did see a sideways period here in which we had heavy corrections, but we continued to make higher lows, and then we started to have an expansion taking place as well. The same can be said about this period in which we had beautiful retest and then expansion, sideways, expansion, right? So the obvious levels here were not getting a retest, and I think we see the exact same in the current situation, where 19.7 will most likely not get a retest unless at some point later in time the recession kicks in and we drop from 45k to 19k, but in between we most likely hit higher levels before we continue there. Now we've got this higher low, we've got higher highs. So what is the crucial level that we should be watching if we want to get into entry points? That's this block. If this is going to sustain support around 22.2, I think we continue to rally at this stage, and therefore we can continue grinding. Now we are facing the final resistance point at 25.2. So what are we looking at in terms of price action from here? Well, we've got this entire block that we're looking at, which means that if we get towards 22.8k, that's the crucial level that we should be holding. And I'll just make it a little bit less blurry. This entire area, which is from 22.7 to 23.3, this area is the area that we should be looking at for entry points here. Best entry is 22.2, but I think that the corrections are going to be swift and shallow, and therefore we continue. Then we are probably having a slight period of consolidation, multiple tests of the resistance, and then just building up and pushing up, and then we can have the expansion in the next move, which can be after the Fed speaking, which can be if the inflation starts to drop again. So what would you want to do at this point? I think you want to be relatively calm when it comes to shorting, unless you grant yourself in some very good positions. But shorting is against the trend, and it's actually favoring the sentiment at this point, and therefore it's usually not the best strategy to do so. I would be looking at those lower levels for long positions and get yourself into one. You can easily define your risk at that point as well, and you can also easily define your take profits. Make sure to hit the like button. Tomorrow we are going to discuss a few altcoins again. Ciao.